Hey guys, welcome to Your Best Interviews. My name is Eric Smith. Thank you so much for spending the time here with me. Today, what I want to talk about is just eliminating nerves and getting out of your own way to get a job that you want and that you deserve. So too often I hear from a lot of the people that I work with is they're stuck in a job that they hate, but they don't want to leave because it's so daunting to think about switching roles and going through the entire interview process with other companies. And in reality, what this is doing is holding you back from growing your career. So there's so many different ways to look at applying to jobs and overcoming nerves when applying to jobs. Everyone gets nervous when they interview, and that's the plain simple fact. It doesn't matter how comfortable you are talking to other people. People get nervous for interviews because companies are assessing you. They're evaluating you on your skill set. They're judging your answers to questions and making a decision on you. And that is an uncomfortable scenario. I don't care who you are. And so interviewing is nerve-wracking, but too often those nerves are crippling people from getting what they really want. And so it could be in the interview process or potentially just causing people to get stuck in a job that they don't like, that's not serving them or helping them grow. How you overcome this is by practicing the right way, making sure that you are prepping for these interviews the right way. There's so many different ways to do that. You can coach yourself into comfort and getting what you really want, right? The goal is with your resume, right? The entire goal of the resume is to get the interview. Then once you get the interview, the goal is to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward and you're giving yourself the best chance of moving forward in the process until you eventually get that offer, right? And there are ways that you can prepare at each step in the interview process and coach yourself into this comfort level so that when you actually go in for the interview, it's not as scary. Your nerves aren't dominating your feelings around that day. And there's a ton of different tactics to do that. There's a ton of different ways that I recommend you practice. You can check out other videos that I have on that. But more importantly, if you're somebody who interviewing cripples you from a nerve standpoint, or it's causing you to stay in a job that you don't like, that's not serving you, then you need to invest in ways that you can upskill yourself to get what you really want. And so I'm telling you all this because I've got a lot of links below. I've got a lot of content that I've put out over the last year on my website, and everything is centered around helping you get the resources you need to get control back in this process so that you can actually get the job that you want. You can actually move your salary in a direction that you really want. But you have to take these steps, right? People don't like thinking about this stuff, and when they don't like thinking about this stuff, they don't spend a lot of time on it. And so the interview process, feeling nervous, those nerves, that's not something that people like to think about. And so when it comes to actually practicing for these interviews, they put very little time into it because they don't like feeling uncomfortable. They don't want to pour time into something that makes them feel uncomfortable. And what this does is it hurts your chances of actually performing really well in these interviews. And so you need to make sure that you're pouring time in, but pouring time in the right way. And what I would recommend is if you're somebody watching this because you get a lot of nerves, you get anxiety when it comes to interviewing or, the thought of changing jobs, then what I'm telling you is you need to spend time, you need to invest time and resources into learning how to overcome that anxiety, learning how to practice, knowing exactly what to practice so that you can put your best foot forward. And so please, I'm encouraging you, if this is you, if you're watching this because you get a lot of anxiety, you want to overcome that anxiety, check out all the links below. Check out my entire video library, especially on how to practice for interviews because there's specific ways that you can coach yourself into this comfort. But also, you should know every single step in the hiring process all the way through to the follow-up after an interview so that you know what to expect. If you know what to expect and you can prepare for what you're going to, what you anticipate to see in that interview, you're getting control back, and you can do that. You just have to spend time in the right places to get yourself into this comfort area. But do not let this be something that cripples you from getting what you really want, getting the job that you really want. So guys, I encourage you, check out all the links I have below. I've got a ton of free resources, and a whole video library dedicated to helping you with different aspects of the interview. But I also have courses set up that are specific to certain areas. So if you're just nervous about the entire interview process or you want to leg up in that interview process, I have an entire comprehensive course on that. If you're not sure about how to put your resume together, I've got a course on that. If you're not sure on how to negotiate compensation, or compensation is something that's really important for you, I've got a course on that as well. All of them are super, super cheap and consumable. They're meant for you to put yourself in a position to win in these interview processes. So guys, thank you so much for spending the time here with me, but I'm also encouraging you, if you're watching this because you get nervous, you have to spend time in the right places and you have to get yourself into a point where you're not nervous. You're coaching yourself into comfort, which you can do. I don't care who you are. You can coach yourself into comfort, but you have to spend time there. So guys, thanks so much for being here. Check out the links below. Hit subscribe. 2 videos every week, Monday and Wednesday. Usually it's all centered around interview advice. Today, I'm just speaking to you. I've heard it too many times that anxiety is crippling people's ability to move forward or change jobs or, advance from a career or salary standpoint. You need to get out of your own way and you need to invest your time into things that are going to help you get out of your own way. So guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. I'm going to stop my ramble now. Hit subscribe. Thanks.